So welcome to our first 75-minute yoga, Power Vinyasa Yoga of 2021. Exciting. My name's Amanda, for those of you that I haven't practiced with before. And this is a yoga, power yoga that is structured in the Baptiste methodology of yoga, which is Baron Baptiste developed the sequence that we'll follow every week. It's called the Journey into Power sequence. If you're interested in taking any other classes or looking for it on the internet, but we have a bulk of pretty good classes. Well, I shouldn't say they're pretty good classes. That's up for you to decide. But we have a good amount of classes available on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, which you can check out. And our Take Flight Flow is also available on there for week 1, which Christy leads. So, all right, I think that's all the info you need to know, other than in Baptiste methodology of yoga, the instructor doesn't practice with you. So, but we've got Suzanne here. She's now a seasoned yogi with us. So if you need help with poses, then you can take a look at what she's doing. And that way I can keep an eye on you guys and help give you some feedback or modifications or what have you. So, all right, so we're going to get started in child's pose. You can bring your knees to the mat with your big toes to touch behind you. Arms out long, extended. And just taking this moment to get present. So much has happened over the holidays. We're just getting reset to enter our week and our month, our year. I invite you to come into your Ujjayi breath, the breath of victory that we use in power yoga. That's a breath that's in through your nose and out through your nose, as if you were fogging up a window. If your mat was to be a window. Just allowing your breath to anchor you in this present moment. Draw your shoulder blades onto your back, towards your spine, integrating your shoulders. Start to awaken your arms, pressing all 10 fingers down into the mat. Take one more deep breath in together here. And on your exhale, press back into downward facing dog. To an inverted V, tailbone towards the sky. Again, integrating your shoulders towards your spine. Taking any movements that your body's calling for here. Maybe that's walking your dog and just alternating legs, shaping your hips side to side, wagging your tail. Joe's dog might make an appearance to help us here. And set your drishti on one spot behind you. So your vision or your gaze, pick a spot between your feet or on the wall behind you. And as we move through our flow, we'll just keep coming back to this one spot. One more deep breath in. On your exhale, step your feet to your hands. Forward fold. Halfway lift to a flat back. Press your palms against your shins, creating a long line between your tailbone and the crown of your head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain pose. Fingertips towards the ceiling, rooting down through all four corners of your feet, pulling your belly button in and up. Neutral pelvis, palms facing in, shoulders down and back. Finding our true north alignment in this pose. Inhale your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift to a flat back. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Press the tops of your feet down into the mat, lifting the tops of your thighs. An alternate here is just to allow your legs to land on the mat and pressing up in the cobra. And on your exhale, press back to downward facing dog. We're going to move through this sequence, the Sun A sequence, 3 more times, moving with our breath. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, step your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Reach up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Chaturanga, high plank to low. Press up in the upward facing dog. Chest shines through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 more breaths here. On your next exhale, step your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Reach up, extended mountain pose. Forward fold. Flat back, halfway lift. Chaturanga, high plank to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Setting that drishti, that gaze back to the point that you selected. On your exhale, step your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, forward fold. Extended mountain pose, root to rise. Press down through the 4 corners of your feet. Reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, chaturanga. Up dog, downward facing dog. Yeah, noticing your body maybe starting to warm up a little bit, taking any movements that it's calling for. You've taken some time off, so you might be feeling a little stiff, tight, and that's okay. That's why we practice. That's why we're here. One more deep breath in. Exhale, step your feet to your hands. Heel toe your feet together, chair pose. Drawing your knees in together, or whatever feels right for your body. Sitting your tailbone back, belly button in and up. A modification here is that if it becomes too much for your shoulders, you can bring your hands to heart center. Beginning to build the tapas, or the heat that we all love about power yoga. I can't turn your thermostat up like I did here, but I can turn up your body temperature. One more breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift to a flat back. Chaturanga, high plank to low. Keep your elbows in tight towards your side. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot to the right side of your right hand for warrior one. Pivot your back foot to 45 degrees. And come into 90 degrees in your front leg. Squaring both hips off to the front of the room. And maybe you need to widen your stance a little bit to do that, and that's okay. Find this, use this opportunity to find your pose. Starting with the foundation, your feet, pressing into the knife edge of your back foot. And then drawing the energy up through your legs, your core, all the way out your fingertips. And using your breath to stay. One more breath. Exhale your hands to your mat. Step back to high plank. To low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Step your left foot to your left hand. Pivot your back leg to 45 degrees. Your back foot. Great, Steve. Start to explore your edge this morning. Maybe your body's saying, nope, I'm good right here. This is where I need to be. Or maybe it's calling you to come deeper into the pose to see what's there for you. Inhale your fingertips up. Shoulders towards your thoracic spine. One more breath in. Exhale your hands to your mat. Chaturanga, high to low plank. Press up, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Tailbone towards the back of the room. We'll take 2 more breaths here, and then we'll start to flow and pick up the pace. And really just moving with your own breath. I'll call out the poses, but link your breath to your body. This is your practice. Deep inhale. Exhale, step your feet to your hands. Chair pose. Heel toe your feet together. Sinking your tailbone back and down. Building the heat. One more breath. Chaturanga. High to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Deep exhale. On your inhale, step your right foot to your right hand. Warrior one. Pressing down into the knife edge of your back foot. Chaturanga, high to low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, left side warrior one, step your left foot to your left hand. Chaturanga. If at any point you need to rest, you can just come into child's pose, or you can skip the chaturanga and just meet us in downward facing dog. Yeah, it's your practice. You're moving your body. That's what we came for. One more deep inhale. Exhale, step your feet to your hands. Chair pose. Yeah, exploring your edge here. Maybe it's the kiddie table chair. Maybe it's the elf chair. Maybe we've moved past the holidays now. I've got to find a better, I've got to invite a different cast of characters into our yoga practice. Chaturanga. High plank to low, or just meet us in downward facing dog. One deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, right side, warrior one. Step your right foot to your right hand, root to rise, reach up. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, chaturanga. High to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Chaturanga. Downward facing dog. We'll move through one last sun salutation B. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Step your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Chaturanga. Flow with your breath. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right side, warrior one. Root to rise, reach up. Chaturanga. Up dog, opening your chest. Downward facing dog, press back, tailbone towards the back of the room. Left side, warrior one, go. Chaturanga. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. And in down dog, we're creating a long line from our tailbone to the crown of our head. Inhale your right heel towards the ceiling. for three-legged dog. Pressing down equally to both shoulders, both hands into the mat. You can stay here in three-legged dog, or you can bend your knee, stack your hips, and flip your dog. Rotating all the way around to the floor, pressing your hips up towards the ceiling, fingertips towards the sky. Allowing your head to hang back. Opening your chest. Coming back slowly to high plank. Side plank. Spin your heels to the right side of the room, right hand down, left hand up. You can stack your feet or you can drop your bottom leg to the mat to support you. Either way is perfect. Whatever your practice is calling for. If you want to take it to the next level, you can lift your top leg up to the ceiling. I see you, Joe. You've been working hard, brother. Come back to high plank, downward facing dog. Three-legged dog on this side. Lift your left heel up towards the ceiling. A modification here is that you can even drop that bottom knee down to the mat and take a tabletop with a raised leg. Bending your knee, opening up your hips, getting that nice side body stretch. And flip your dog. And maybe you have more space in this side. Maybe it's tighter, and that's okay. That's why we practice, right? We have one body, but it's not always balanced. Come back to high plank. Side plank on this side. Spinning your heels to the left side of the room. Again, you can drop your bottom knee to the mat as a modification. Or take the fullest expression of this pose. Maybe that's lifting your top leg towards the ceiling. Or maybe you're like, whoa, no, it's the first Monday of the new year. I'm not doing that yet. Come back to high plank. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward for crescent lunge. Both feet face 12 o'clock. And then draw your back heel over the ball of your foot. Activate your back leg by drawing the back of your knee up towards the ceiling. Yeah, bring it into the party. You don't want anybody feeling left out. Using your breath. Breathing into the tension. Noticing where you can bring ease. Maybe you're clenching your jaw, furrowing your brow. Where can you release? Bring your hands to heart center. And twist to the right. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. You can do this standing, or you can drop your back knee to the mat. Pressing your palms together, creating an open space in your chest. Come back to center, crescent lunge. Warrior two. Spin your hips to the left side wall. Drishti or gaze over your front fingertips. Extended side angle. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh or to the inside of your foot at the mat. You can use a block or a water bottle, whatever you have handy. But yeah, finding your shape of this pose, whatever that looks like for you. It's opening up our chest. Staying with your breath. Chaturanga. Well, vinyasa to the other side. Press up, upward facing dog, and back, downward facing dog. Left side crescent lunge. Step your left foot forward. Heel of your right foot is over your big toe or on the ball of your foot. And again, if arms up overhead becomes too much in this pose, you can always bring them to heart center. Both challenging yourself and listening to your body and what it needs. Bring your hands to heart center. Twist to the left. Activating your arms, pressing your palms together, peeling your top shoulder open. Come back to center, crescent lunge. Warrior two. Spin your hips to the right side wall. I see some wandering drishtis. Set your gaze on one spot. It'll send soothing messages to your nervous system. It'll bring you into this moment, present to your body, to your breath. Extended side angle. Left forearm to your left thigh. Great run. Chaturanga. Downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale, step your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Heel toe your feet together. Chair pose. Bring your hands to heart center and twist to the right. Again, using those palms and your arms as leverage to come into the twist that your body's calling for. There's no gold medal for the person that can twist themselves all the way around, like the exorcist. I don't think I want you in my class if you're doing that. Yeah, but just taking the twist that feels right for you this morning. We're all getting back into our practice. Come back to center, chair pose. And twist to the other side. Everybody's breathing, right? Chair pose. And release, forward fold. Fingers to toes. Take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes. You can take as much bend as you need here in your knees. And if your toes are not accessible to you, you can just take a flat back by pressing your palms against your shins. Or you can forward fold with ragdoll arms. You can just grab opposite elbows and allow your head to hang down and heavy. Release any tension in the back of your neck. Great, Steve. Gorilla Asana, palms to toes, forward fold. Walk your feet up to your wrist creases. And again, you can take as much bend in your knees as you need. Or you can stay with ragdoll arms. We're just releasing those hamstrings, that low back, tension in the neck. Taking deep, intentional breaths. Open your eyes, set your drishti. Stay here in your practice, on your mat, in your body. Yogi squat or crow pose. If you're coming into Malasana or yogi squat, you can take your feet to about 45 degrees, pointing to the outsides of your mat, and just bring your arms to the insides of your thighs, pressing your palms together. Yeah, you got it. Or if you're trying on crow, you can use a block to support under your feet or your forehead. And you're drawing your heels up towards your butt. It's our balancing pose. Great, Suzanne. And release, step back to high plank. So low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step both feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose, reach up. Eagle pose on the right side. Bring your right arm, or your right, yeah, right arm under, right leg over. If you find that that's hard on your shoulders, you can take genie arms, just stack one arm on top of the other, drawing your shoulders towards the back of your spine. Setting your gaze on one spot in front of you. And if you fall out of the pose, no need to make a story about it or anything. You're just coming right back into it. That's yoga. That's the practice. Just letting go and re-entering. Extended mountain pose. Eagle on the left side. Drawing the left side body and the right into the center line. And release, extended mountain pose, switch sides, eagle on the right. Finding the stillness, the calm, strong center within you in this pose. And switch sides, eagle on the left. And release, extended mountain pose. Catch your hips with your hands. Draw your right knee up towards the front of the room for 90 degrees. And you can catch your knee or the outside of your foot, opening up to the right side wall. You can extend your arm out for counterbalance. And bring your gaze over that shoulder. Coming back to center. Airplane pose. Kick your right foot towards the back of the room as if you're standing on the back wall. Palms facing down at your side. If your airplane's hitting some turbulence this morning, that's all right. Try to pick a spot that's a couple inches from the front of your mat. Set your gaze there. Bring your hands to heart center. Half moon pose. Bring your left hand to a block or to the mat, and you can come down onto your knee if you don't have a block or a mat. Oh, I'll show you that. And take the same shape. Knee to the mat, left hand down, right hand up. Lifting that top leg up towards the ceiling. Stacking your hips. And release. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Extended mountain pose. Bring your left leg up towards the front of the room. 90 degrees. And then catch your knee or the outside of your foot and open up on this side. Bringing your gaze over your right shoulder. Come back to center. Airplane. Foundation. Drishti. If you have a chair handy, you could use a chair to support yourself. Or block. Good, Bill. Bring your hands to heart center. Half moon. Bring your right hand to a block or the mat. And again, you can drop your knee if you want. That's better for you. And then stack your left hip over your right. Bringing your drishti up to your top fingertips. And release. Forward fold. Slowly come up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Extended mountain pose. Tree on the right side. You can bring the inside of your right foot to your ankle, like a kickstand, to the inside of your calf, or all the way up to the inside of your thigh. We're just not pressing against our knee. Whatever your tree looks like, it's perfect. Again, setting your gaze on one spot in front of you. And we'll start with our hands at heart center. And you can stay here, or you can reach your branches up, extending your arms up towards the ceiling. Using your breath. And switch sides. Tree on the left. Extending your arms up or leaving them at heart center. And release, switch sides, tree on the right. Maybe you want to try on a new kind of tree this time. If you had your foot all the way up to the top, maybe explore your calf, finding both effort and ease in our practice. And switch sides, tree on the left side. And release. Forward fold. Press back to downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Opening your hips for warrior two. And now slowly start to straighten your front leg until there's just a micro bend in that front knee. And reach forward as far as you can to the front of the room for triangle pose. Slowly bring your hand down below your knee and then allow it to come down your shin until you find the place that your shoulder's starting to collapse. So that's too far. We want to keep our chest nice and open in this pose. And if that's just below your shin or on your thigh, then it's perfect. You can use a block here as well. It's great. Peeling that top shoulder towards the back wall, opening up your chest. And release chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Warrior two. Triangle. Straightening the front leg. Leaving just a small bend in your knee. Taking that top arm and reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Bill, see if you can slide your hand up a little bit further so you can peel your shoulders open more. Bring your hand up towards your knee a bit more. There you go, yeah. It feels better, right? If it doesn't feel right, make your adjustments. Chaturanga. Up dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Warrior one. Warrior two. Side facing wide-legged forward fold. Spin both feet to the left side wall. You can widen your stance as much as you need or as much as feels right for you, and then fold forward. Yeah, you can take ragdoll arms, grabbing opposite elbows. You can allow your hands to come down to the mat, but just let go of the tension in the back of your neck. Allow your head to drop. Yeah. Letting it go. Slowly come up to standing. Spin both feet to the front of your mat. For pyramid pose, you can walk the back foot in a bit. It's out to 45 degrees. Reach up and fold forward. Again, taking as much bend as you need in this front leg. A micro bend is great, but don't lock it out. Joe, see if you can find a little bend in your front leg. Yeah, there you go. Twisting triangle. Bring your left hand to the mat, your right hand up towards the ceiling. Again, a block is really great in this pose. Bring both hands to the mat. Chaturanga. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Warrior two. Side facing wide-legged, forward fold on this side. And you can take a bind here. Maybe you want to rinse out your shoulders. You can grab your arms behind your back. Or grab opposite wrist. Whatever feels good. Again, just releasing the back of that neck. Allowing your head to drop. If your mind starts to wander, just bring it back to the sensation of your breath in your body. Maybe you notice that on your top lip, or you're filling up your lungs, your belly. Slowly come up to standing. Pyramid pose on this side. Spin both feet to the front of the mat. Reach up and fold forward. Again, this is another place that you can use blocks or a chair if the ground isn't accessible to you. Twisting triangle. Bring your right hand to a block or the mat, left hand up towards the ceiling. And release. Step back to high plank and lower down to your mat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your cheek on the mat. Pick your favorite cheek. And then switch to the other side. And then bring your forehead to the mat, palms facing down at your side for Locust Pose. When we inhale, we're going to inhale our chest up off the mat, our legs up off the mat. Inhale, come up for Locust. And release. And as you come up, just continue to keep that long line in your neck, setting your gaze just right in front of you. Don't look up towards the door in front of you or the wall. We're going to keep that length in our spine. Inhale, come up. Great. And release. One more Locust. Inhale, come up. And release. Floor bow. Draw your heels towards your butt and grab the outsides of your feet. If this is too much on your neck or your shoulders, you can stay in Locust Pose. And on your inhale, you're going to kick your feet towards the back of the room. Chest comes up off the mat. And release. On your next inhale, come up, floor bow or locust. Release. One more, floor bow, come up. Yeah, creating tension between your arms and your feet, drawing your chest back. And release. Let your knees go side to side, windshield wiper your legs. And then press up in the upward facing dog. Opening up the front of your body. And however it feels right for you, come to your seat on the mat, bring your feet out in front. And then bring your heels towards your butt for bridge pose. So we're gonna bring our heels in, coming onto our back, arms at your side, and pressing your hips up towards the ceiling. And as you do that, you can walk your shoulders onto your back. You can grasp your hands behind your back if you want. And you're pressing up using your glutes, your quads, activating your legs. And release, come down. Come up, bridge pose. Release. Set up for wheel pose if wheel is in your practice, or bridge. And come up, wheel or bridge. And release, come down. Bridge or wheel, come up. Yeah, don't phone it in. Press your hips up towards the ceiling. Release. One last bridge or wheel, come up. Press up. And come down. Supta Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Let your knees drop to opposite sides of your mat. You can put one hand on your belly and one on your heart. Completing your yogi circuit. Noticing the flow in your body. Happy baby pose. Draw your knees to your chest. Grab the outsides of your feet, or you can grab just behind your knees. And rock side to side. Yeah, taking any movements here that feel good on your low back. And come to center and stillness. Bring your feet up towards the ceiling. And bring your hands under your low back to support your back, elevating your pelvis. We're gonna drop keeping our left leg extended to the ceiling, drop your right leg to a hover. All the way down, just an inch or two above the mat. And then switch. Switch. 10, 9, switch, switch, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, both feet to the mat. Bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a big hug and then rock and roll until you come up to extended mountain pose. So you can rock back and forth and bring yourself up to extended mountain. We'll move through one last vinyasa. Forward fold, moving with your breath at your pace. Up dog, downward facing dog. You're gonna take half pigeon on the right side. And bring your right knee towards your right elbow. And then bring your foot, it doesn't have to be parallel, but open your leg up towards the left side of your mat. Now, an alternative to this is just to lay on your back and take a figure 4. So you can take your right leg, resting your ankle over your left leg. And you can stay here like this and just press on your knee, or you can grab behind your leg and pull towards you to open up your hip. You could also use a wall if you have one handy and just place this left foot on the wall, adjusting for however much your body is calling for. Extending your arms out long in front of you. Surrendering into the mat. Keeping your eyes open, stay here with us, with your breath. And slowly walk your hands back towards your body, press back into downward facing dog. You can take a counter stretch here by just opening your hips in 3-legged dog if you want, and then switch sides. Half pigeon on the other side. Scanning your body for anywhere you might be holding tension. Just noticing. Sending your breath there. Seeing maybe if there's somewhere you can release. Press back to downward facing dog. Again, taking any counter stretch you need. Sometimes it feels good to take three-legged dog and open up that hip. And then bring your feet out in front of you on the mat. Both legs extended out in front. Remove any abundance so that your sits bones are making contact with the earth. And then reach up and fold forward. Yeah, and if folding forward is your knees or your shins or your ankles or your toes, it's perfect, whatever it is. With every inhale, finding length in every exhale, maybe finding a little more space in your pose. And release. Come onto your back for an inversion of your choice, whether that's shoulder stand, waterfall, headstand, handstand. If you want to take waterfall, you can just come onto your back and maybe use a block if you have one. If not, you can just bring your hands under your low back. And Susanna's showing you shoulder stand, supporting the low back, elevating your body onto your shoulders. These inversions bring us a new perspective on our bodies, just a new way to look at the world. Noticing the energy flowing from your mat, from the earth all the way up to your toes and back down. If you're in shoulder stand, you can come into plow pose, dropping your feet to the earth behind you. And from plow pose, you can come into deaf man's pose, bringing your knees to opposite sides of your head. And then everyone can come down onto your flat back, drawing your knees to your chest. Supine twist to the right, drop your knees to the right side and your gaze over your left shoulder. Yeah, you can extend your left arm out, keeping both shoulders on the ground. Coming back to center and switch sides. Supine twist to the other side. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself one last big hug. Shavasana. Extend out, take up space. Whatever the most comfortable position for you on the mat is. So that could be in an easy seat or on your back in corpse pose. Taking this moment to tune in to your breath. I've got a very barky dog in the background, so I'm going to mute myself. You guys can, we're going to stay here for 3 minutes. If your mind starts to wander, just bring it back to the sensation of your breath in your body. Noticing the earth supporting you. Allowing you to let go and surrender. Noticing the earth supporting the backs of your heels, the backs of your calves, your legs, your hips, your shoulders, your whole right arm, your right hand, the palm of your right hand, your whole left arm, the palm of your left arm, palm of your left hand. The back of your head, the back of your neck. Your whole body. When you're ready, you can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing life back into your body. And press yourself into the fetal position on one side, using your arm as a pillow. Taking this moment to bring to mind something you feel grateful for. And when you're ready, you can press yourself up into a seated position. With your eyes closed or your gaze softened, bring our hands to heart center. Take one full body breath in together. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, empty out. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks for joining, everybody. Great practice. Remember to check in and keep taking flight. Great job.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.